itself or the first of a video over a few days, but I am so determined to get this bloody clutch pedal in. I'm going to start messing around with it. Very quick reminder for those that didn't see the last one. Clutch pedal sits through the chassis and it has some brass bushes that sit in the sort of thickening part of the chassis. I've managed to get one in on this side, but the other side keeps pushing through. I've had issues with the galvanisation, reducing the size of the hole. So I've made up bracketry and I've made up all kinds of things to try and make it work, to no avail. So I'm going to continue pursuing this and see where I get. I may pull the pedal out and see if I can take some more zinc off the other side. So numbnuts, honestly, after hours fucking around, not hours, an hour, it's so hot again, but they've worked it out. So I've been pissing around with clamps and heat and this and the other. You just use the shaft as its own bloody bush press. You just push it all the way through and it's got depth on it that allows you to put the nut on to then push the bush through. What a prat. Anyway, the more you know. I really have given up on this bastard thing. Absolute piece of shit crap. Stupid nonsense. Just can't get it on. It doesn't fit around the shaft properly. Well, it's tight on the shaft and then it's tight in the hole, then it punches it out. Ugh. Anyway, I have put the suspension arm mount doofers in, and I don't know if you can see there, I've fitted a nut and a bolt which goes to the chassis, which I managed to miss out. If you don't put that in now, you'll never get it in. So I'm glad I spotted that one. Some great British engineering there. So just tighten these up, but not too tight, because I think probably need a little bit of wiggle room on it whilst I'm getting the torsion bars and things in, but not too much. So I think that will do for the time being. Unless I want to have a little go at the fitting the fuel tank or taking the bar off the fuel tank support off the old chassis. Well, today's Sunday. I have officially given up on trying to get in the bushings for the time being, for a couple of reasons. A, I can't be bothered. B, I've mangled all the bushes, and C, let's do something different. So I would like to get that fuel tank in here for a couple of reasons. Firstly, progress. Secondly, it gives me a little bit more space. But before I do that, oh look, it's even doing it now. I think I need to change that oil seal at the front there on the Morris Marina axle. I bought one. It's kicking around here somewhere. I'm going to find it, fit it. Hopefully it is a simple job of removing the castellated nut, of which I had to buy a socket for, and a split pin, and then taking that off and replacing the seal. I really hope it is that easy. We will soon find out together. But I said I can find the bits and pieces. I'm already about 2 minutes in and getting annoyed. So the pin is shoved right in, and I can't get purchase on the end that I need to pull out. So a lot of fiddling around with pokey bits and bobs. It's a pain already, but we'll get there. Hopefully, not going to give up that easily. So yeah, a lot of needling out. Yeah. Bit of finagling and moving around and tapping. Should be able to pull this out quite soon. There we are, nearly removed. It was pretty hard work as always. Oh, you can see there. Can't really do this with one hand. So pop that out and see how we're getting with the nut. Right, that's out. Fingers crossed with the old nut coming off. Oh, I hope something goes to plan, I really do. Oh, things aren't going well. Heated it. Impact driver. Breaker bar thing. Nothing. All I'm doing is as I'm turning it, I'm creating too much torque and the wheels are spinning or trying to get off the ramp. You know, not spinning. I mean, listen to me. I'm not the Incredible Hulk, as I think I previously quoted myself. But a bit frustrating. I'm going to keep having a go at this. If not, I'm just going to give up and do the fuel tank and do some research. See if there is another way of getting this done. Penetrating on there. See if that helps. If not, again, fuck knows. I'm going to try and put the fuel tank in, make a little bit of space. I don't think it's going to get in the way of anything particularly. I've got to put in the shock absorbers, which are, he says are a very simple fit. Shouldn't really get in the way. Still get my hand through there. And then it's another thing done, maybe. And then I could maybe think about jacking up the back here by that 3mm and put the packers through. We shall see. To fit the fuel tank, there's a bar that goes across here that is currently on the old chassis, which I'm going to need to take off. Where is it? It's over there somewhere. You'll see. So I'll whip that off, and then yeah, it's got rather overgrown, isn't it? One Morris Minor chassis for sale if you want it. Offers welcome. Right, again. Oh, nothing's easy. It's very, very hot today. I've got this bar off, which is good. Can't remember which way round it was, which is less good. Maybe that way. Who knows? Anyway, you get the idea. I'm going to give that a good clean up and then a paint, because I think there's actually another bracket that's on the chassis that goes into those two holes there and holds the back of the fuel tank. So wire brush, lick up, all painted now. Let that dry whilst I try and get these other brackets off, whatever they are. We're coming in a lesson on how not to forward plan. So I've had to pull this all the way out because to get to the bolts at the back, I have to lift it up. So I have to put it back on those sort of strappy things I had. Straps, is that what they're called? No, not at all. They're called, what are they called? Stands. There you go. Anyway, yeah, one thing after another with this, it really is. All to get a couple of epoxy brackets off. Anyway, such fun. That's the old fuel tank out-ish. And yeah, there of course it was. Another bracket, which is, oh, looking underneath it. It's right here. Here it is. Let me take that off. And then paint that up and refit it. And then scratch my head again about what I'm doing with all these other bits and bobs that I can't get on with. That's a lot of effort for two bloody little brackets. But I got it, yeah! So, again, wire brush, lick of paint, cold drink and a sit down. Fit it a bit later probably. It is roasting. Well, that's nicely painted and now standing in a pile of dust to, you know, give it that real textured finish. It's, you know, proper British engineering. That one's nearly dried, but I am very hot, so time for a drink. It's quite a bit later in the day. This should be dry, and it is. Let's get it. It couldn't be simple either. The holes don't align, so I have to drill some more out. Lucky me. Not in the chassis, don't worry. I'm drilling them out in the crappy old flat plate. Bolted on. Lovely. Let's see how this fuel tank fits. Hopefully. Just pop it straight on. He says, great news is it fits. That's really good. Got some nice holes lining up. But the problem I've got is that the new holes in the actual tank itself are much smaller than the bolt holes on the original. I mean, quite considerably smaller. And I don't have any nuts and bolts that small. Quite surprised by that. So I'm going to do a bit of research and order up some bits and bobs. There's not much more I can do. I don't want to drill these open because this is a welded shut. I want to put that back on. This is obviously welded closed. And I don't know where the welds are. And would opening it up a little bit cause problems? Probably not, but it's certainly not a risk I'm willing to take because it cost a lot of money. So I will have a quick chat on Monday with the suppliers, and yeah, I do think it's outside of the welded seam, but not worth the risk. It really isn't. So it's even over on this side. I think it might be in it. I don't know if you can see there. Who knows? I don't. So let's find out. So that's probably it. That's what I've done for the past week. Doesn't feel like too much, but it's actually been quite a lot. Got some bits I need to order. Most importantly, this bloody clutch pedal. Yeah, so bits and bobs to order. Take it from there. Thank you very much.